welcome on the channel podcast with our today. The usual conversation will continue, and it's all about the UEFA Champions League that comes on today. Two games are scheduled tonight, and it's going to be tough games. We're going to be having Inter Milan hosting Atletico Madrid at San Siro, and we're going to be having PSV Eindhoven, the 1987 champions, hosting their counterparts or their opponents, 1997 champions, Borussia Dortmund. So let's begin with the one which comes on at San Siro between Inter Milan and Atletico Madrid. It's a clash of two playmates who will be on the dugout or will be on the touchline. You're having Simeone Inzaghi of Inter Milan, and then Diego Simeone also of Atletico Madrid. Mind you, these were playmates in 1999-2000 season when they won the double with Lazio, and they're going to be having a clash to account for in determining who makes it into the quarterfinals of the competition. Inter Milan were runners-up in the last season's Champions League, and unfortunately, we all remember when they lost 1-0 against Manchester City. But this time around, they come in face-to-face with Atletico Madrid, who were group winners that was having the likes of Lazio in that group stage. So it's a tough clash. It's a big match who's going to be coming on. But let's check and see. Under Diego Simeone, he has masterminded a very good tactics in making sure that they eliminated Spanish oppositions. In about 6 meetings between Spanish oppositions and with Atletico Madrid, as him on the man in the dugout against Italian opposition, he most often gets better off when getting the qualification into the next stage. Inter Milan are meeting Spanish opposition for the first time since 2010, when you're going to remember they defeated Barcelona and had that spot of making it into the finals, of which they had the treble under Jose Mourinho. So how are things going to pan out tonight? Interesting stuff. We're going to be having all the other guys, but injury concerns on the part of Atletico Madrid, the likes of Thomas Lemar, who has been a long time sidelined due to injury, is not going to be there. On the part of Inter Milan, a couple of injuries. Juan Cuadrado is not going to be around. Probably Denzel Dumfries is also a doubt with regards to the game. But we're going to be having a deep battle in the midfield, where you have the likes of Rodrigo De Paul, Barrios, and then Resurrection Cookie of Atletico Madrid, the likes of Hakan Çalhanoğlu, Henrik Mkhitaryan, Nicolo Barella of Inter Milan. But the top shape of Lautaro Martinez is one of the keys that Atletico Madrid should be wary of. And Inter Milan, since the start of 2024, have won all their games, which was the 8 games that they played. And they seem to be getting the results right, leading with 9 points in behind the second team in the Italian Serie A. On the part of Atletico Madrid, they are lying 4th in the La Liga table, in behind Girona, Barcelona, and then the league leaders, Real Madrid. So it's going to be a tough task. Who wins? Let's see how things are going to pan out at the San Siro. Atletico Madrid has been one of the sides that you cannot underrate when it comes to tough stages like this. But with Inter Milan, they were runners-up and they having a top form. They continue with the good shape this time around. The likes of Marcos Thuram in his first season has also been doing a very good job for the Inter Milan team. So who wins? It's a tough order. For me, if there's going to be a win, I will give it to Inter Milan. Maybe a narrow win, probably 1-0, 2-1. But I think if the game ends in a draw, it's not going to be a surprise to me. The other game is going to be between PSV Eindhoven and then Borussia Dortmund. Peter Bosz, former coach of Borussia Dortmund, has been the man who will be in the dugout of PSV Eindhoven. Some years ago, he was on the touchline for Borussia Dortmund. So he's meeting a team that he knows. And if you take a look at PSV Eindhoven, this has been for the second time in 17 years that they're reaching the knockout stages of the UEFA Champions League. I remember in 2005, they were there, and then I think they did a massive job. The likes of Jisoo Park were there, Lee Yong-po, Jan Vinegar of Hesselink, when they made some incursions in the 2005 edition of the UEFA Champions League. Under Peter Bosz this time around, they were there when they managed to get the second spot in a group that included the likes of FC Sevilla, Lens, and Arsenal. And PSV Eindhoven, after winning against Lens, ended their losing streak, of which they managed to make it into the next stage. And in their last 8 European games, they've managed to win 6 of them. It tells you that when it comes to knockout stages, they are doing well. And for Borussia Dortmund, they've lost 8 of their last 9 knockout games when it comes to European competition. So it prefers to be a tall order for them when they come in face to face with PSV Eindhoven. Players to look out for: Luke de Jong. At least he has been one of the experienced players. He has played for Barcelona. He has been there. He has been with Sevilla. He has gathered some experience on the European terrain. Ismail Saibari of Morocco, one of the young internationals, is also going to be there. We have the Guzman. Hervé Lozano was there. He went to Napoli and is now back on the books of PSV Eindhoven. So let's see how Coach Edin Terzic is going to come out with his guys, the likes of Dino Gettins and his snap-up Jadon Sancho from Manchester United, who is going to be a good addition to the Borussia Dortmund team. Nicolas Füllkrug has been in top shape, and in the last 6 games he has managed to score for Borussia Dortmund. He was even on target during the weekend's game when they drew 2-2 in that game in the Bundesliga. So he's going to be one of the guys that Borussia Dortmund are going to look up to in that game tonight when they come face to face with PSV Eindhoven. Sebastian Haller had some injury concerns. After winning the AFCON with Ivory Coast, there seems to be some injury concerns. Rami Ben Sebaini also is not going to be around due to some injury concerns on the part of Borussia Dortmund. But let's see how things are going to pan out in tonight's game in Eindhoven. But for me, I see PSV Eindhoven starting as favourites based on the fact that Borussia Dortmund have not been consistent when it comes to knockout stages in games like this. Maybe or probably a narrow win for PSV Eindhoven as the games are coming on tonight in the UEFA Champions League. This is Podcast with our channel. Please subscribe, like, share, comment, and let's keep the conversation going on. Thank you. Merci.